Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video for the Warships. And today, I'm going to be taking a look at top 5 most powerful Dockyard ships of all time. I decided that I can just talk about these Dockyard ships, whatever the older Dockyard ships and the newer Dockyard ships that has gotten released. Are they powerful enough in my opinion? Are they so good that you have missed out the biggest opportunity that you didn't grab them? Well, I will be explaining that why they are in fact too powerful that you have missed out, or if you may be a newer player, you want to know the information about the older Dockyard ships, I think this video is for you, at least in the top 5. I'm not going to be making a tier list unless you guys would like me to do that, but I will be talking about the ships that are also, by the way, not secondary focus. These are my personal opinions. I feel that they are too good based on game impact, based on their gun performance, and based on some of the factors which I will be explaining in this video. So if you do like the content, please like and share and subscribe. And let's talk about number 5th ship that I liked most. That is going to be the Niord. This is actually released at the end of 2024, and a lot of you guys might know this battleship, and I believe that this is actually a really good ship that you have missed out if you don't have that. And why you would say that the Niord is a good ship? Well, at least at number 5, I feel that it has really decent guns, at least in terms of reload time. The guns are basically Bismarck Tirpitz guns. These are German guns that you have on this European battleship, pan-European battleship. But it is actually very unique Dockyard battleship for a couple of reasons. First of all, one thing that I really like, that it has 1.9 sigma. Your reload time is 18.5 seconds. Usually you don't see that good of a reload time on a battleship. Like for example, the Tirpitz or the Bismarck have 26 seconds of reload time at tier 8, and this is a huge jump if you ask me, having now 18.5 seconds of reload time, obviously with the reload mod, but it is still good with 1.9 sigma. So the sigma parameter makes the guns relatively accurate. It's not like really accurate, but it's good in accuracy, and that's why I like Niord quite a bit. Also, it does have a heal, which is kind of related to today's meta, because we have like a cooldown of 60 seconds in this case, and usually we have battleships that have like 80 seconds of cooldown time, so it's a lot better. You can just heal back. Also, by the way, slightly better HP compared to any other battleship out there, which I will be explaining with the help of shiptool.st so that you guys will understand. So faster cooldown time, improved healing. It's actually healing 16.8% of the HP back with a single heal of the total ship's HP. So that is really good thing about the Niord. I liked it because of that. Your range is pretty decent. This is basically Bismarck Tirpitz range if I'm not wrong. You don't have spotter plane, but I still loved it because one reason, and that is the uniqueness that comes with torpedoes. Really, that makes it a pan-European flavor. The German combined with the pan-European torpedoes makes it pretty interesting battleship, I must say. Now you have torpedoes that are basically based on Holland torpedoes. They have 15 kilometer like Holland torpedoes, 10.7 K damage, which might not be that interesting, but again, they have to really confine it with the levels of pan-European destroyers. Like it's a pan-European battleship, so they have to give that much damage. Otherwise, it could be slightly more or something like that. But they have insanely good speed, so the reaction time is going to be difficult for battleships to dodge, and you can just send them a lot of torpedoes. You have 10 torpedoes on each side, as I can show you here. You have 10 torpedoes, if you don't know, on each side, which makes it a very unique experience for a battleship player. Also, your anti-defense, again, they kind of give it sort of a pan-European flavor. Like the anti-defense is relatively okay. 592 medium range aura is something that you find on tier 10 battleships. Although it's not gonna, the CV is still gonna strike you regardless. That's the CV thing, unfortunately. But I mean, your AA can somewhat able to defend against tier 8 carriers. Well, at tier 10 carriers, well, you will basically not gonna be having a really good chance if he's a very good CV player. But regardless, the anti is above average, and that's what I want to tell you. Really good guns. Good torpedoes, like really like impressive, and you do have the reload time might be not that impressive, but I mean it's still 110 seconds. You cannot expect more, I would say less reload time from a battleship perspective, but it's still really good. I liked it. And your concealment, Not like Carl 14 Johann, because again, I might have to really relate it with Carl 14 Johann. It's not like that. It has 12.2 kilometer concealment. The Carl 14 Johann has better concealment and slightly worse torpedoes, but it has a couple of other things, like for example, if I can show you here, it has a hydro, and that is the biggest advantage that Carl 14 Johann have over the Niord, which obviously Niord doesn't. But otherwise, a great package at number 5. I don't think so you can go wrong with this ship if you play it. It can be plagued by matchmaking. If the super ships and tier 10 matchmaking comes by, it can be a bit difficult, but at tier 10 it can just hold itself well. But at tier 11, I mean, the guns will just suck. It's just as simple as that. These are Tirpitz and Bismarck guns, so no overmatch. But the reload time still gonna make up for it, so that's why I liked it at number 5. Alright, so at number 4, I would say the Daisen, which is the Japanese, I would say a battle cruiser, dockyard battleship. I would say it's a step up compared to the Niord, which I have talked about at number 5. Now, why Daisen? Out of the middle of nowhere, you might be thinking like, really? Daisen? What is really interesting thing about the Daisen? Well, it does have a couple of things. Now, first of all, it's basically a step up, just like I said, like over the Niord. Why? It does have torpedoes, just like the the Niord. Like you have like what, 8 torpedoes on each side, 4 cross 4. So you can just send 8 torpedoes onto our right side and 8 torpedoes onto our left side, and they have like hard hitting torpedoes. Like these, they have a 20,000 damage. Okay, now these torpedoes are, the reaction time might not be that good like as Niord, but again, this is still a step up. I liked the fact that you have like hard hitting torpedoes. The range might be a bit of a limiting factor, but I mean still, if there's any ship that is pushing towards you, you can just use it and just do a lot of damage with these torps. So they can really hit hard. And that's the thing that kind of makes it slightly above the Niord. And also, the biggest step up, I would say, is going to be the guns. The Daisen guns are actually of Izumo guns. Izumo guns having the bonkers AP penetration for 410mm guns, and you have this same guns with insane shell velocity, and by the way, a step up in the sigma value as well. Like the Izumo has 2.0 sigma, the Daisen has 2.1 sigma. Okay, so better accuracy over Izumo, and also way better reload time over Izumo as well. Like it has 8 guns compared to Izumo 9 guns, but it has 27 seconds of reload time versus Izumo's, 30 seconds? If I'm not wrong, hopefully that's going to be the case. And by the way, there's also a version of Izumo that is Baiji. Maybe I can show you that. It also has, what do you call it? It like 2.1 sigma, but it has worse reload time as well. Like for the 9 guns, the Baiji, which is the Izumo version, has 2.1 sigma, which might be as good as Daisen because of the 9 guns, but it has significantly worse reload time. Now you have like 23.8 seconds on this ship. Really, with this bonkers penetration and really good shell velocity, you're just going to be hitting battleships hard with this really solid reload time. And the range, if you might think, oh, it only has 20.6 kilometer range, isn't that really impressive at all? Yes, it's not impressive, but well, it also has something which is the spotter plane. Now, spotter plane is a bit unique. It has a spotter plane that can have an action time as high as 312 seconds, which is insane. Like for example, if I look at the other battleship that has spotter plane, maybe I can show you the Daisen. That's another, by the way, Dockyard battleship, which I don't like at all, even though it might have 12 guns, but the reload time is bad. Again, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to look at the spotter plane. Look at the normal spotter plane. This is the action time of spotter plane, only 100 seconds. I mean, it does not have spotter plane, but you can have it up to like slightly more than 100 seconds. It can go like 30% improvement, so you can just like 130 seconds improvement there. But in the case of Daisen, look at this action time. You can have a almost permanent consumable action time, almost, and having a better firing range with also a way better cooldown time at 90 seconds. Now that is really good. So you have like 3 spotter planes, and that's basically enough to just basically able to keep shooting the guns or shoot like at long ranges, like more than 20.6 kilometer because of this. And also this helps Daisen a lot because its vertical dispersion also kind of indirectly improved. I have talked about a big video. Maybe you can able to see it in my channel where I have explained that using the spotting aircraft or increasing the range with the help of range mod does increase the vertical dispersion, which is the reason why you are going to get constantly citadels onto the enemy team. And you having this spotter plane really makes it a lot better in terms of vertical dispersion improvement. So you will have sort of better accuracy with vertical dispersion. It gets pretty nasty good. And you have also pretty good speed. Like the speed is also like somewhat impressive as well. 36.8 knots of speed with speed flag. And I mean, if you able to have a brisk, which I would highly recommend on Daisen, which I haven't did that for myself, like I'm using Yamamoto Isoroku across a lot of battleships, so I have made a universal build, so that's why you might be able to see that I'm not building it like for that, but you can have it up to almost 40 knots with the help of brisk, which is really impressive. Your concealment can also go down to around 13.23 kilometer, I don't exactly remember, but it gets pretty okay. Not super impressive like, for example, the Niord, but it's pretty good, so that's a huge step up. Whereas if you look at the Daisen torpedo protection, now I think in this case, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. You have 53% torpedo protection, which is like, what? This is Yamato level torpedo protection on this battleship. That is also very unique part that a lot of people might just sleep on. I don't think so that I might have seen a battleship which is that fast and feels like battle cruiser, because I will talk about this armor, but man, this torpedo protection is really impressive. Like honestly, Yamato levels of torpedo protection you're getting. And also, by the way, your hit points, they are not that good. 72,000, it's okay, but I'm not impressed with that. And also, the biggest weakness of the Daisen is the armor, 32mm all over the place, and even like a lot of superstructure. Like look at this superstructure, 19mm, which kind of makes it a battle cruiser with exposed citadel. Look at that citadel, it's definitely above waterline. That will be punished pretty hard if you broadside. That's the only reason that kind of makes Daisen sort of, you know, up to at number 4. Maybe it can go down in my numbers at number 3 or number 2, but man, these are the weaknesses that if you mitigate, Daisen is actually pretty powerful battleship, must say. These torpedoes can be very surprising to the enemy team. So I like that ship, man. The accuracy is really good with vertical dispersion improvement with insanely improved spotter plane at number 4. And by the way, just to let you guys know, one more thing about the Daisen, that it has one less heal, and that is a pretty unfortunate thing for the Daisen. I think they should have given normal 5 heals, even with the everything that I have, like for example the emergency repair expert. I still managed to get only 4 heals rather than 5 heals that you usually find on battleships, which you might not see in Daisen. That's unfortunate, but they kind of make it into the battle cruiser sort of line, and Daisen is lying at that line. So this is good regardless. Alright, so the next ship at number 3 in my opinion is also very good, very impressive, and also you can get it right now. It's an old Dockyard destroyer, the German ZF6, but like after like so many years, I think it's 3 years or something like that, Wargaming re-released it back, not in the Dockyard, but in the form of, unfortunately, those red Daruma containers. Those contain a chance to get the ZF6. If you are looking to get this ship, there's a gold version, there's a normal version. I have the normal version. I will highly discourage you guys to spend money just to get this ship, because even though that ship is really good, it's still not worth spending that much money, because the chances are that you might spend over $200, $300, and then you might, after gambling quite a lot, get the ZF6, which is not worth it. But regardless, why is ZF6? Well, if you ask me, ZF6, it's kind of like a French version of German flavor. Like if you see, there's a Mogador, which is a tier 9 French destroyer. Well, the role of ZF6 is kind of like that French destroyer, but in a different way. For example, the ZF6 has a lot of consumables. For example, you have smoke, but the Mogador has, for example, that saturation mechanics that help him to take less damage over time. Well, you can't have this on ZF6, but on the other hand, you have smokes, right? So that gives a lot of advantage and provide a lot of cover. You have the speed boost, whereas the Mogador has way better speed. That's one thing that you can argue. But whereas ZF6 and Mogidor gets a lot common is going to be the main battery load booster. Now that gives 50% main battery load time, and you might see the Mogidor also does that, but man, ZF6 has already very impressive reload time on these 5 guns. The 5 guns already have pretty decent DPM. It might not look that good, like the AP DPM is normally it's not good at all, like the AG DPM, but well, you can just simply double the amount of DPM with the help of main battery load booster, and that's what really able to surprise destroyers, and you will be able to get a lot of AP pen damage because you have improved pen angles like those of Des Moines. Yes, it has 60 to 68 degrees firing, I would say, pen angles. So it's gonna actually pen those destroyers while using the reload booster, utilizing the AP performance of ZF6, unlike many other destroyers, like for example the Z52. It has some issues when it uses AP on broadside destroyers, whereas because of the the pen angles, it definitely gonna get a lot of penetration damage, and you will be able to kill those DDs with the reload booster really quickly. So it's a very, very good DD killer. With the help of the concealment, it can have a very good chance on killing those destroyers. So it's very, very good. And the reload booster also can do a lot of damage onto the upper belt of the battleships and cruisers. That's what I have experienced. So it is also really good in that. And also the Gunther Lutens, well, it's gonna improve the reload time by 7.5%, so that is a big buff if you can easily able to implement it on ZF6. Like it's a captain that is just a must for ZF6. I just love it. It also gives you heals if you get 3 spotting ribbons, if you are basically getting 140 shell hits from the guns, well, that's a straight up 7.5% buff. So it's a good destroyer. Only the thing that is kind of lacking is the torpedoes, but well, it has kind of like Mogidor torpedoes. Mogidor also have like really lacking sort of range. Well, ZF6 also have like bad range, 8 kilometer, but they are really hard hitting. I think the Mogidor also has pretty similar damage, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I might need to check. Maybe I might be wrong on this, but still you can just go and tally that. But yeah, 18.4k torpedoes with 90 seconds of reload time is relatively decent. So it's a bit of a high risk destroyer, but high rewarding as well, because you can just send torpedoes and can deal a lot of damage. Whereas if you just use the reload booster properly on something, and you have 5 reload boosters, which are a lot, you can definitely change the tide of the game by killing DDs and farming battleships that are pushing towards your cruisers as well if they broadside you, and you can just smash them with AP. So extremely good. I loved it. It's really good. It does have a defensive air fire, if you say so, although it's nothing too special, but it can somewhat able to defend against tier 8 carriers, but still very rough experience. I don't think so that's gonna change much for the ZF6, but again, overall a very good destroyer. I love that ship to play in the ranked battles because of the DPM of the AP and the pen angles that it has. You just be able to smash DDs, man. It's so good in this. So at number 3, I believe that it's better than Niord and even Daisen because of a high game impact as a destroyer player. So definitely worth it at number 3. Alright, so at number 2, I would say if you haven't got this destroyer, I think you have missed out a gem. Because in my opinion, this is extremely powerful destroyer for many reasons. The Lushun is a definition of carry potential on a destroyer. Like, it is really good in its role. Its gun performance is amazing. I love the guns. It has really good reload time on like 2 on these guns. As you can see the DPM numbers, HE DPM, AP DPM, by the way, HE DPM is pretty decent for a tier 10 destroyer. And what really makes it even special is that it has insane AP DPM. I think it's like having like top 5, top 3 numbers in terms of AP DPM performance. And meanwhile, you have the, I would say, French level of shell velocity. The shell arcs are also like crazy good. So you having the French style of the shell arcs, like they are super comfortable to land even at long ranges, and you can extend the main battery fire range 15.3 kilometer, and meanwhile you just be able to set fires. It's not a good fire starter because of the not good fire chance overall, like 6% fire chance, but again, since you just throw a lot of shells, you will eventually be able to do that. But what really makes it special is this AP DPM. The moment someone started to broadside you, you can just absolutely smash like shit ton of damage onto the broadside battleship cruiser. It will be able to do a lot of good thing against that enemy ship. So it's pretty good. What makes Lushun even more special is its concealment as a really good gunboat destroyer is 5.8 kilometer. And also one more extremely powerful thing in its sleeve, and what really makes it extremely powerful is the hydroacoustic surge. You have 5.8 kilometer concealment, you have 5.5 kilometer detection on the hydro, which means that you can rush in smoke if you have a good possibility, and you're basically able to kill DD. And by the way, your HP is actually not that HP that you are seeing. You can heal back significantly a lot of HP. Like your action time might really look like 60 seconds, but that heals out a lot of your ship's HP. And by the way, you can actually able to counter Smallland with this ship. Yes, a Smallland is very powerful destroyer. If he radars you, or even someone like Ragnar comes and broadsides you, you just smash it with the AP, man. This ship is extremely powerful in trading out DDs. A lot of people might have slept on this. If you don't know that, this destroyer is a beast. I kinda, this is my personal opinion. I think this is kinda as good or slightly even better than Smallland. Yes, Smallland has radar. It can counter ships effectively with the help of radar. But man, if the DD gets spotted and it shoots back at you, and then he cannot able to disengage and he just having a fight with you, you just be able to win that trade, because he has to run through your 25,000 HP, and on top of that, I think you can heal back like 8,000 of your ship's HP as well, because you can heal back 30% of the total ship HP. Yes, it's only 60 seconds, but again, that's a big jump. A DD has to take 33,000 of your total HP, right after the heal that I'm talking about. So that makes Lushun extremely powerful, and then you have DPM, like it's crazy. Your DPM is really good. It's not like super impressive in terms of HE, but still, like, look at these numbers. AP is like really good. Like, oh my goodness. Yes, it does not gonna straight up pen destroyers like you find on Daring or the Vampire 2, but you can even counter Vampire 2 with this hydro. Like, it's really good if he pushes you. 5.5 kilometer hydro, like it's better than a lot of other DDs. Like, it's almost as good as German DDs, right? Just like 0.5 kilometer less. So extremely good. The thing about the Lushun, and that's the only weakness that kind of makes it a bit limited, is the lack of speed boost. But again, since you just heal back so much of your HP and you have 3 heals, I haven't used the extra consumable Superintendent, because you heal 60% of the pen damage. And what I have really seen, that if you use all 3 heals, the third heal kinda just barely able to heal up your HP, the penetration damage. So it's still be able to like do like 20, you definitely be able to heal 20,000, 21, 22,000 of your HP, and you already have 25,000. So that is 45,000 HP. Don't exactly remember the number, but yeah, it's still very impressive. You can just heal back a lot. So you can tank a lot. So, and you can still speed juke without speed boost, so that is like really good at long ranges. So you can farm battleship, trade cruisers, trade even destroyers with the help of heal. So I prefer it. I really prefer it more than a speed boost for sure in the Lushun. It's so good, and you have deep water torpedoes. Sure, unlike UrAvgWarGamer, it does not have torpedo reload booster, but these deep water torpedoes are still gonna hit hard. 70,000 damage, cruisers, battleship carriers, and your reload time 125 seconds. Again, it's a gunboat focused destroyer, not torpedo boat like UrAvgWarGamer, but it is still pretty good to have these 10 torpedoes. So you have 10 torpedoes still, regardless. We're having like pretty insane damage. Reaction time is 4.6 seconds. So it's such a good package that if you have missed out on it, well, that's pretty unfortunate, I must say. It's a chip that I'm definitely waiting that when it's gonna be coming. Because Wargaming is gonna be putting it in some sort of bundle that's gonna be expensive as hell. I can tell you that, because it's so good. So strong of today's meta. It's so good. At number 2, I think I have explained everything. Maybe the anti-defense is not good. That's biggest thing. Like since you don't have smoke, that's another weakness. The carriers can definitely farm you a lot. Otherwise, your turning circle is also kind of like a bit wonky. Like it's not tighter turning circle. So yeah, you're just gonna be taking some damage if you just flat and not able to speed juke somewhat. So yeah, it can be rough here, and carriers can make your life absolutely hard because of you don't have any ability to disengage. But otherwise, if there's no carriers, you are just a king. Honestly, you just be able to counter DDs so much. You can just kill 2 DDs, no problem, and you have still HP remaining to kill like other battleships or cruiser. That's the power of Lushun. And with the Hydro, go figure. At number 2, I love this destroyer. Okay, so at number 1, I don't think so this should be a surprise. I love battleships more than destroyers, so there's a bit of a bias. I would have rated Lushun at number 1, even compared to Wisconsin, because it's a battleship. Destroyers does have higher game impact. Even the Wisconsin is so powerful, which I will be explaining if you don't know. This is also a recently released Dockyard battleship in the start or the mid in between that of 2024. And if you have missed out this, it's actually one of the best battleship that has 406mm guns in terms of accuracy. The best, I would say it's even better than Slava. The accuracy is that good on this battleship. Yes, you sure have 9 guns. This is an Iowa class battleship, and you might feel like, okay, what's the special thing if you don't know? Well, 406mm guns, 2.1 sigma, not 2.1 sigma, 2.0 sigma, which is again getting to the levels of Ohio. Ohio has very good accuracy with 2.0 sigma, and also like with the dispersion mod, which we all know that how it is so makes the ship good. And on top of that, it does have battle cruiser dispersion. Yes, if you maybe compare it with Georgia, like the Ohio has good dispersion. Georgia has better dispersion, but it has 1.8 sigma. Georgia is also a tier 9 battleship that is a very good 457mm beast. But Wisconsin has 2.0 sigma with battle cruiser dispersion. So better accuracy than even Georgia. On top of that, you have like artillery plotting room mod 2, improving the dispersion. And by the way, what makes it even more disgustingly strong is that you can use the range. Now, why I'm saying that you can use the artillery plotting room mod 1, and on top of that you have a spotting aircraft. Again, the same thing, just like as Daisen. If you use this, which does not really hampers out the artillery plotting room mod 2, this is not going to change anything. You can slot it at number 3, and you will still be able to use the dispersion mod, which is super impressive. You can increase the range and at the same time improve the accuracy. So that is pretty good. Obviously, you are sacrificing the range, the reload time. But man, if you get these juicy salvos, that's the best thing for a battleship. So range, with more range, with this range, by the way, you can have 27.1 kilometer, and with this further spotting aircraft range, you have like more than 30 kilometer. But what really makes it in return is super spicy vertical dispersion. Try it yourself. Use the artillery plotting room mod 1 as well as pop the spotting aircraft, and man, you will have like super juicy, super accurate, insanely good volleys. Okay, really makes it good. Like dispersion is super amazing. You will find out this is one of the best 406mm guns, which having the very good accuracy. And also you have 5 heals. These are, by the way, I think it's having improved heal. I might need to check on it. And yeah, I just checked it, and yeah, it does have improved healing potential like that of Iowa and North Carolina, Montana, which you don't find, by the way, in Georgia, Massachusetts, and Ohio. Those are having normal heal. This having improved heal that heals back 18.5% of your total ship HP, which again is a really good thing. Your HP pool is definitely on the lower side, and that's one of the things that Wisconsin kind of suffers. Like this is one of the things. It's an Iowa class battleship. They didn't buff the HP. This is one of the things that you might suffer from Wisconsin. But Wisconsin has so many other tools, like which I haven't even explained. You have a spotting aircraft that is kind of built in eye in the sky that you find on cruisers. Like you already have a 2-pointer eye in the sky captain skill built into the Wisconsin. Like look at the consumable action time. Okay, it's 70 seconds, but your cooldown time is also like really fast, like 100 seconds. So you're just able to quickly get your spotters. And by the way, if you want to improve it faster, if you want to reload it faster, well, UrAvgWarGamer has given one of the very strongest F key right now. I mean, it's definitely slightly lower than Valparaiso's FK. Like Valparaiso FK is just pretty bonkers. But man, this having San Martin, like literally a tier 10 light cruiser, Pan American cruiser San Martin gimmick with 80% consumable preparation and reload time, if you're able to land some shells. I think it's like 16 or 18 shell hits. If you're able to do that, you will have the FK ready, which have the French gimmick, which is like the main battery reload booster for 20 seconds, and also the San Martin's consumable preparation and reload time, which is 80%. So like gimmicks upon gimmicks upon gimmicks. And on top of that, one of the best accurate battleships in the game. And by the way, the shell velocity is kind of like second generation. It actually not having Montana shells. Believe it or not, these having better shells than Montana. It has better shell velocity, so it's not like some experience where the shells take time, like in the case of Montana. The Montana shells are a bit slower, so it's difficult to sometimes aim. But man, Wisconsin steps up with these shell velocity, like faster shell velocity, and you also have like good flight time. Like it just makes it really good experience. And by the way, improved penetration as well compared to 406 Montana guns. So it's a really good package. I don't think so that Wisconsin is a ship that you should have missed out. If honestly, like Lushun and Wisconsin are the best Dockyard battleship and destroyer that Wargaming has added in the game. It's so good. Your anti-defense is good. You can improve it with the help of the defensive airfire. And I mean, if you press the F key, you will just constantly get defensive airfire if you're able to, land shells on battleships. It's not easy, but landing the shells. But I mean, once you do it, and once you are pushing in, then obviously the F key is just constantly gonna give you such a massive improvement in reload time. I can make a video on that, Wisconsin. By the way, I have like 340k damage on this ship. So a recent game that I made. So it tells you a lot. Concealment is also pretty good as I was, slightly worse, which I don't know why. The speed is again very good at 34.1 knots, which can go up to 37 knots. And by the way, you can always use this consumable action time, like the damaged DCP can go up as 30.8 seconds. And you have the F key as well, which just quickly able to just reload your heals, spotter, and everything out there, and main battery load booster. It's just so good. This is such a perfect package. At number 1, I believe I play it a lot, and I think it has really good game impact for a battleship. Obviously, the Colombo can really able to hold its position well for a Tech 3 battleship, but I think Wisconsin is unique for its very accurate guns, and obviously can Citadel compared to Colombo's, only getting pen damage, but hard-hitting pen damage. But Wisconsin at least can Citadel anything if it's able to show broadside. So that's why I liked this ship. So this is my top 5 picks, the best Dockyard ships of all time. I think there are some ships out there, secondary ships like Schroeder, Michelangelo, Atlantico. Maybe you might say, okay, I love secondaries. Yes, but these are my personal opinions and thoughts. I think these are a lot better. The meta kinda is like, unlike Valparaiso sits into a revolution where it's started to make more sense to push. But the Michelangelo, the Schroeder, they will still suffer because they don't have the F key, right? Unfortunately, that's the case. Wargaming kind of makes Valparaiso a brand new sort of revolutionized design, which actually brawls for a consistent long time before he dies. So that's the thing that Valparaiso is good at. But these ships at long ranges will be doing perfect job. Meta ship, Wisconsin can really do that. And that's why I liked it at number 1. So I think that's it for the video. Maybe if you have any other Dockyard ship that if you like it a lot, you can always let me know in the comments. I think I just want to give you some information. If you are a newer player in the game, if you have just reached out to this channel for the first time, you can definitely like and subscribe. And if you are my older viewer, thank you so much for this support. It really, really means a lot to me. And I will be making more videos for you guys as long as possible. So thank you, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.